I'm kind of tired of hearing non-Americans say we have the Second Amendment. Why don't we use it now? Okay, so when the Second Amendment was written, it was written when the military here, and this is not for historical accuracy, but just work with me, they were fighting with bayonets, musket balls, rifles. Okay, the population was a lot smaller, and so was the country. Geography makes a difference in things like that too. The size of America is a lot bigger than I think a lot of people that aren't from here realize, particularly Europeans. Europe could fit in America numerous times and still not fill it up. It's big. It takes 3 days just to drive across Texas, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that. Then we didn't have militarized police back then. Fast forward to now. You have militarized police in most places, if necessary. You have the biggest, well, the one of the biggest and most powerful militaries in the world with weapons that a lot of people haven't even heard of that they could unleash if they feel it's necessary against the population at any given time. Strategically, it's just not a smart thing to think. Strategically, that's crazy to me. So we're supposed to go out here with our nines, or even if you have something like an Uzi, because that's legal to have here, you know. And even if let's say it's illegal, fuck it. You got a Tommy gun, you got an illegal Uzi against the United States military. Does that make sense? And yes, they will turn the military against the population. We've seen it already with some of the National Guard and how they've been showing their ass. They're not supposed to do it, but they're not supposed to do a lot of things that they're doing now. I found out that the Constitution is just a musty old piece of paper. That's how they're treating it. So, with that in mind, I think strategically, just saying we have the Second Amendment don't make any sense. Because when that was written, there were a whole different set of circumstances that don't exist now. Now, back then, if something like this had happened, that would make sense for the population to rise up. There weren't that many people. You didn't have militarized police. They were probably pretty much on the same weapons level, you know. I saw a weapon on here, and the video is probably still on here. I forget what country it was. I forget the name of the weapon, but it was crazy. There was a crowd. They were protesting the leader of the country, and he wasn't supposed to use it. I don't think it's legal for him to use, but he was one of those people, you know, that don't give a damn. He just used it anyway. It was a crowd dispersing weapon. It doesn't kill you, to my knowledge. It causes neurological distress, and it's very unsafe. And there was this crowd of people, like in a group, you know, a big clump, and all of a sudden they just parted from this certain area, and they were holding their heads like this. You didn't hear it, you didn't see it, it's nothing you can smell. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. And y'all are like, the Second Amendment. They got things you can't see, hear, smell, or touch that just, them people just parted. Like they had physically moved them out of the way with something. It was crazy. So when you're talking about things like this, I think it's important to think strategically. Now, here's my solution, and it's nonviolent. Take away your dollars. See what happened with Disney Plus. See what happened with Target. Your dollars can be taken away from these MAGA tyranny supporting companies. And it works. Because it's two things this country really understands: violence and money. And taking away your labor, that goes along with money, but that's a little harder to do. But I suggest if you want to do something small, but it's very effective if done large over a long period of time, and it's shown through history to have worked. Things like what happened to Target, the Montgomery bus boycott way back in the day, that worked. And people found community. Support small business. Stop supporting, if you can. Sometimes I know it's hard, but stop supporting these MAGA supporting companies. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes, you know, based on your situation, I don't know. But that whole, oh, y'all have the Second Amendment shit, that's whack. That's a crazy statement to me. Like, that is an outdated thing. I guess it could be used in small ways, like in certain ways. Just use your imagination, but just really using that to try to overthrow a tyrannical government that we're in right now is a little crazy to me. That's just my opinion. Thank you for listening.